Hey, how you doing? My name's Adair, and I take care of Carlos Santana's guitars, amplifiers, speaker cabinets, pedal system, wah pedals, all that stuff. My job, as I see it, is to give him the tools that he needs to go out and do a successful show every night, so he can go out and play and not have to worry about anything technically related, like is something going to break, is something not going to work, am I going to break a string? Don't want to have to worry about any of that stuff, so that's why I'm here, and that's what I do. And basically, Carlos uses a three-way amplifier system, and so he's got two 4x12 speakers on stage and a small Mark I Boogie combo. It's actually an old amp from the early 70s that he's had for ever since then, it was 40-something years. And the rest of his amplifiers are off stage, the ones that draw power the 4x12s, and they're in these racks here that I keep with me. And the guitars and the amplifiers and my tuners and some of the switching stuff I keep off stage here. I've also got a nylon string electric guitar. I've got two of these, a main one and a spare one, and that gets used on a couple of songs. We got a really cool new guitar here, Paul Reed Smith. It's kind of a seafoam green kind of thing, pretty cool. And Paul's always making Carlos nice guitars, and I love taking them on the road with us. They hold up great, and not a whole lot to do with them. Put strings on and stretch them every day. Stretch them extensively. That's a pointer. Stretch your strings all the time, constantly. Stretch, stretch, stretch. So this is a Dumble top, a Mesa Boogie Mark I top that I have using as a spare right now. And over here I've got a Bluto Tone amplifier. It's custom made for Carlos, and it's called a Universal Tone. Brandon Montgomery from Bluto Tone currently sells those, so you can buy one yourself. Same amp. Mark I head, this is an original one. We've done pretty much every album and every tour since I can remember with that head. And over here another Bluto Tone head, which is sort of a prototype for that one that's down in the bottom of the rack that I just showed you, and another Dumble top. And these two heads here combined together, they can run one 4x12 cabinet. You select it with these John Suhr amp selectors up here. There's a switch out on stage that does that. Same with this Bluto Tone head and the other Dumble head. They're both routed to the same 4x12 cabinet, and you can select which head is in operation with the John Suhr amp selectors. I've got a Pete Cornish ABC box, like a three-way splitter on stage, so Carlos can select to turn on or off any one of those three channels, either the Boogie combo or either one of the 4x12 channels. So he can soften his sound up or make it a little louder or change amps or whatever he wants to do. There's no effects really. I do have a TC Electronic D2 delay in an effects loop of 1 amp, and we use it on a couple of things. Basically it's just one effect, one song. And so there's really no effects. He's got a wah pedal out there. It's an RMC4 Jeffrey T's wah, and I've got a Pete Cornish LD1 line driver in front of everything. The guitar comes out into a 50-foot lead. That 50-foot lead is a Canary GS6 cable. I make them myself, make all the cables and all the looms and all the cabling I do for him, and I haven't had any problems. And anyway, I use a 50-foot guitar lead on him because not only because that's kind of the sides of the stage, but with that much cable capacitance, it helps take a little of the high end, a little of the brightness off the guitar sound, make it a little bit more mellow. So that's a good thing. Another good tip, maybe. If your sound's a little bit too harsh, maybe get a little bit longer cable or something like that. Might help you out too. All right, so here we go. We're on stage now. And over here, this is Carlos's little table where he keeps all his picks, set list, whistles, slides, stuff like that. I got to take care of that too. Chad Tasky brings me the cowbell. He's good about that. Over here, way to go, Chad. And over here, like I was saying, the signal comes out 50-foot guitar lead, and it goes down to this pedal board here. And this is the RMC4 wah, Pete Cornish LD1. These are the two switches for the John Suhr amp selector, and this is the Pete Cornish three-way amp splitter that selects what amp channel the guitar signal is being routed to. Okay. And so that all goes back to the off-stage heads, speaker cables back up to the stage, and here's our speaker cabinets. This is the Mark I that I was telling you about, the old one from the 70s. I'm going to turn on a couple lights here so you can see the controls. Snakeskin original boogie, 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 boogie. That's channel 1. Channel 2, PRS 4x12, that's either a Dumble or a Bluto tone head, and another PRS 4x12, a Dumble or Bluto tone head. I'm running Celestion Vintage 30s in both of those cabinets. This is a spare. That single 112 up there, that's a hemp cone JBL E120, and it's just a spare for tonight, and it runs off the Mark 1 head that's in the racks off stage. We put down a nice piece of carpet here to try and deaden some of the sound off the stage. It's a nice thick oriental type carpet and Persian carpet, what have you, and that helps deaden some of the sound on stage. A little bit less bright and a little bit more bottom end. So that's about all I have up here.